My dear brothers and sisters, our life is a gift from God. And to make life easy and good for us, God has given us additional gifts: work, friends, church, family, and marriage. And to make our marriages good, God has given us many gifts in our marriage. And one of them is our sexuality. When we talk about sexuality, we are talking about three things: your sexual feelings, your sexual attitude, and your sexual acts. Every human being has sexual feelings. The sisters, do you think they don't have feelings? They do. And the priest, the sisters, during ovulation time, they feel they must go and have sex. It's a fact. So every human being has sexual feelings. But we have different attitude. For example, the priest and the sisters will say, no, we will not have sex. We will dedicate ourselves to serve God. And there are also different people with different ways of having sex. So we are different in our sexuality. How significant is sex? Number one, it is the only thing that husband and wife are supposed to do that others are not supposed to do with them. So it is the only thing that makes marriage a reality. So don't worry. Now when you're sex, your marriage is not legal. In the Catholic Church, they say you must consummate the marriage. You must have sex. Otherwise, no matter how long you have stayed together, it is not legal. It is also being known that sex is an index of the health of marriage. If your sexual life is good, your marriage is good. So one psychologist says that a good marriage is merely a good sexual life. A good sexual life will take away between 50 to 70% of all problems in a marriage. Share partners, their sexual life is good and they want to leave the marriage. No. But on the other hand, if the sex is bad, the woman will come, doctor, me worry. Oh, sister, me worry. Oh, sister, me worry. And then as a counselor, you dig further and further, and you find that the sex is boring, and the woman can't take it. So it's an index of the health of a marriage. And you must also know that sex is not just physical. It is both emotional, it's mental, it's spiritual. And sex involves all the senses, sense of taste, smell, all that. And it's important. One marriage psychologist said that sex is as good as eating or drinking. Another marriage psychologist says that sex is the gateway to life. So see how significant sex is. Now the question is, how does God see sex or sex in the Bible? God created us all and our body parts. Your head, your leg, your vagina, your penis, and God said is good. So every part of your body is good. Your head is good, your vagina is good, your penis is good. God created it for us. And God gave us special zones in the body, erogenous zones, that when you touch, you feel like having sex. So having sex is God's good idea for us. It's God's plan that we should have sex. So sex is holy. Sex is beautiful. If it is holy, then the first place you talk about sex is in the church. Sex is worship. Hello? Sex, oh, suminyami. Why? Because God has asked you to do it. Sex is like Holy Mass. Hello? Sex is like what? Holy Mass has how many parts? 4. Introductory rite is just like preparation in sex. Liturgy of the word is just like the foreplay. Liturgy of the Eucharist is just like the sex and orgasm. And then conclusion rite is just like the conclusion or the reflection or the rest. So it's holy, it's worship. And to two sex as it. One married counselor or say, God, the way you do sex is the way God will deal with you. Hello? Girl, I'm saying sex. God will be angry with you because you are destroying the beautiful body and the gift that He has given you. God is interested in our sex. In Sons of Sons, Solomon, the wisest person that ever lived, the whole book of Sons of Sons is about sex. But he uses metaphor. When we read mountain, cistern, garden, fountain, they are all about sexual organs. So God is interested in our sex. He has given us a manual. And where did He put the manual? In the Bible. So we should never see sex as dirty and a taboo to talk about it, and we shouldn't do it here, we don't do it. No. As Christians, sex is holy, an act of worship. The best place to talk about it is in the church. What is the purpose of sex? 1, procreation. In Genesis, God says, go out, be fruitful and multiply. We can't do that without sex. In the Catholic teaching, natural sex is what makes children. The second, the second is pleasure. Do you have your Bible here? Proverbs 5:18-19. Proverbs 5:18-19. Proverbs 5:18-19. Is it on? Can somebody read it? Can somebody read it? May your fountain be blessed. Me see metaphor like fountain, cistern, there sexual organs. Unyankopon said, let your mahumran faso, your penis, mahumran faso, the vagina, mahumran faso. That is what the Bible is telling us. Go on. May you enjoy. God says, go and enjoy sex. Go on. God see a man, the breast of the woman, it should satisfy us. So breast no nyankopon eboma a man no. My friend de the hand kekawia ni age ade. Intina some men who say ne ba esokra na we jealous. Do you know that? Some men get jealous. Inti papa be there was okay. Yenche for left no mama frano na me say for right no. So it's God's idea that we enjoy sex. Now, but our God is a God of order. When He gives us gifts, He gives us a responsibility. So in the culture, we talk about ethics of sexuality. Ethics are moral principles that govern our behavior to honor humanity and to God. And the first thing the Catholic Church is saying that sex must be within partners in valid marriage. Catholic Church say, some Kali Chechen say, warrior, sex. So anything outside marriage is wrong. What are some of the examples? Fornication is wrong. Adultery is wrong. Masturbation is wrong. Prostitution is wrong. Incest is wrong. Sex must be within marriage. But you say, what do we see? Sex to Tamika 2 years ago, Upper West, 10,000 teenage pregnancy. Ashanti region, 16,000. And people were happy because the previous year it was 17,000. Eswati. Sunyani district, within 6 months, 300 girls between ages 10 and 12 got pregnant. Everywhere. I did a national program somewhere, and I told them I get cases of primary school girls who are sexually active. Primary school. And then a teacher got up and said, "Doctor, what's in primary school?" In my school, preschool. Preschool means they are 3, 4, 5. They're having sex. So where are we headed towards? And among adults too, Basa. They say, Abuche, they had August. They say about Ghana. Ubisara say called sex party. Have you heard it? Sex party. Boys and girls will meet and just mess around. Oh. But as Christians, sex outside marriage is wrong. So that you must learn to control yourself. And how do we do it? The psalmist has the answer. Psalm 109. How can a young man prevent these kind of problems? And says by living according to the word of God. If you know that the word of God says I shouldn't do it, then don't do it. Otherwise, you have problems. Now, what are the advantages of sex in marriage? It cuts down your chance of stroke and heart pressure by half. Those who are doing it regularly, they will reduce the chances. Someone has stroke anyhow. And prostate cancer, it will reduce it. It improves your immune system. Into nyare basa basa basa. It tends to be a member they know after sex you feel like sleeping. It's a sleeping tablet. I can go on listing the advantages of physical to the body. Then what about mental? It makes you happy. It takes away stress. You are more active, more efficient, and you live longer. Sometimes some of our village women, you can say that the previous night something happened. It makes them happy. And sex bonds. Nothing bonds marriage more than sex. No matter what crisis we are going through, regular sex and good sex will make it better. I heard of a story in America. This pastor, not sorry, no, Awari Basa. So one day he was preaching, then he stopped. And he said, all those who are married here are given an assignment. For the next 2 weeks, every day go and have sex. 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, Bibia Dadi. So nothing bonds marriage more than sex. Again, as I've said, our God is a God of order. So he has principles for our marriage. The first principle is authority. 1 Corinthians 7:4. 1 Corinthians 7:4. If you have the Bible, you can read instead of just opening. 1 Corinthians. Oh, nobody with the Bible here? First Corinthians 7:4. Oh, nobody with the Bible and you can't read. Can somebody read it? A wife does not have authority over her body. God is saying that when you marry, you keep your body in trust for your husband. And the man, you keep your body in trust for the man. Into warrior, ubi bia ya the head, the nose, the vagina, everything is for who? Is for the man, the breast. Until any time he wants sex, give it to him. And you dear, one farm manua, you are an armed robber. Who will be there? And you know, in Ghana, it is criminal for a woman to refuse sex from a husband. And it is a sin. Well, who could call portal? So I'm na a court. Majesty, because of my 2 years, I make us there be offered to count and therefore keep your body in trust for your partner and you give it. The second principle is a principle of need. 1 Corinthians 7:3. What do you read? A husband should. God is commanding you. So, warrior, you should fulfill your marital duties. You can't say, "Me boy for me, and I'm a boy for me, krunti, me nene sex." No, the body is not yours anyway. You need to fulfill your marital duties. About 3 years ago, a doctor's wife came to me. Oh, see, doctor, sometimes 3 months square, and I knew the doctor. He came, I called him, I asked him to read this. So it's not an option. You don't say, "Me boy funu." And now I say, "Well, mommy chop money. My mom is going to me tea." You should meet. And the third is exception, and that is 1 Corinthians 7:5. Will somebody read 1 Corinthians 7:5? God says, never deny yourself of each other. Unless you agree. For example, Ubeka say, 1 week we are fasting, we won't have sex. But if the next day your husband says, "No, I can't wait for 1 week for my dear mamia," where the day? Oh, the bear man, one farmer now a day, I'm robber. And me, I always tell my class, as far as possible, never say no to your husband. When you say no to your husband, in a man's mind, he's saying, this woman doesn't see me that I'm worthy a husband. So me, as far as possible, just allow it. If you are tired, you are angry, you are crying, you are serving God. Now, as a counselor for so many years, I can tell most Ghanaian men and women are very poor in bed. Why? They are totally ignorant about sex. All they think about sex is penetration, nothing else. But for you to be good at sex, there must 3 things you must know. First, you must know the sexual difference between men and women. What arouses men? They are aroused by what they see. So your wife, dress good. Oh, beats. Oh, shaky, oh, and what arouses women? Worse. So men are aroused by what they see. Women are aroused by what they hear. Oh, you are beautiful. I like your nose. I like this. I like your breast. Then I like you. That could not far. The arousal of men is fast. It takes only 90 seconds, and a man is ready to have sex. But women arousal is very slow. Slow but sure. These things you must know, the men, so that you don't rush on your. Many men will have sex with their women when the women are not ready at all. Kitty, 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 go. Kitty, kitty, go. Kitty, kitty, go. Now call 4. What is 4 times 0? Men emphasize the physical aspects of sex. They want penetration. Women emphasize the emotional, hold her, caress her, rub her. They love that very much. Men grow in love through sex. That's why a man tells a woman, I love you. And the woman agrees. What's the first thing on the man's mind? To have sex with her. Because a man grows his love through sex. But the woman grows her sex through love. Everything about us is opposite. So that if you are not conscious of this, you have lots and lots and lots of problems. So that's the first thing. Note the differences. Men are their highest arousal in the early 20s, 8, 21, 23. That's when they can go 2, 3, 4 rounds. But women are their highest arousal in the late 30s and in the late 40s. Unfortunately, by the time the woman really wants sex most, many men are off the road. And it creates problems. Note these basic differences. And contrary to what people think, women have the capacity to enjoy sex more than men. They can have what we call multiple orgasm. These prostitutes, you ask them, sometimes they sleep with 20 men a day. Yes. So don't think the woman is just an instrument. Yeah, no. So note the differences. The second thing you have to know the anatomy. Please open your books, page 163. Page 163. Hey, the two of you should one. Give me one. That is the male reproductive organ. Scrotum. Do you see that? Yes. And only bag no. Testicle no. Testicle no. And sperms no. Inti. Sperms no. Now far human epididymis. Have you seen that? Now sperms no. It goes to mature. And when it matures, now sperms now for a human. Have you seen the cord no humano? A humano cosra now bed do seminal vehicle or someone who one with seminal vesicle no. And also the seminal fully be home. Now cover prostate no. Now prostate need to be a home. In so no. Now a penis no. Now about out. The prostate performs many functions. Obemano who standing no, it starts it. It produces lots of fluids too. And the it's getting problems. It can be inflamed. It can be benign. It cancerous, malignant. Oh, a humano who said prostate who said prostate a human. Have you seen that? Inti prostate ni kesia na mia ahoma na ontimi njonso. Have you heard of cases a man ontimi njonso? Yeah, the catheter atom, so that is the cause. Now, look at the penis. The penis, you see, half the penis is inside the body. Have you seen that? And those women who think they want more, one day your man will pull all out for you. Half is inside. Normally, the penis is about 4 inches long. Average 5. But when it gets erect, it gets to about 4.5. Most erect penises are the same. Many people worry about the size of penis. The size of penis is irrelevant. What's important is what to do with what you have. I went to Tema, and there was a program, then I said, the size of penis does not matter. The next week, it was front page, Spectator, size of penis does not matter, Dr. Boakye. But it's a fact, it doesn't. Now, the earliest experts on sex, they call them Masters and Johnson. They did a lot of research, and they said that all that a man needs is 3 inches long when it is erect. How many inches? 3. And any man, any erect penis will be 3 inches. If you doubt, when you go home, let your man's penis be aroused and take a tape measure and measure. You find that it will be more than 3 inches. Why is he saying 3 inches? Because the vagina is only sensitive in the first 2 inches. The vagina is sensitive in what? First 2 inches. After 2 inches, she knew. So we don't need long, big thing to do anything. And yet, ignorance. I hear many people selling a draw, your penis will be big. Oh, the other. So let's be careful about that. You don't need a big penis. Now let's go to page 269. Page 269. The vulva. Now, yes, the Bible say, obey mano, body nyina ehwan dia, oba dia, udia dia, udi be den, udi be dia grow. Intia, play with your husband's penis. Play with your husband's scrotum. Hello. Ehwan dia, ayo mani dia, udi be dia grow. They enjoy it. Now let's look at the vulva. You have the 2 folds of skin. 169. 169. 169. The outside fold is sensitive. And for there, a man married there on the bed, on the there grow. When you play with it, the woman gets aroused. The vagina is normally about 4 inches long. But when a woman is sufficiently aroused, it stretches to 8 inches long. So any vagina can take any penis. If a woman is complaining, it simply means the man doesn't allow her to sufficiently get aroused. If a woman is sufficiently aroused, any size of penis she will take easily. After all, penis and the head of a human being, so if the head of a human being can go through, why can't penis go through? But the men are not patient enough. Now, the most important part of a woman in sex is the clitoris. The clitoris is 100 more sensitive than any part of a human body. And for there, the bed grow. It is where orgasm starts. If you want your woman to have orgasm, work on the clitoris. Play with it. That's where orgasm starts. Never have sex with your partner without playing with the clitoris. You can use your hand, you can use your penis, you can use your tongue, and it's sensitive and it will work. Okay, please, let's collect my books for me. Now, the third thing is, I said the first thing you must know is the difference between men and women. The second thing you must know is the male and male reproductive anatomies. And the third thing you must know is what we call sexual response cycle. And the first thing, if you want to have sex, Preparation. Hello? Preparation is very important. Your mind is the most important sexual organ. When you want to have sex, be happy. You're having sex and you are angry with your wife. Be happy. It's the most powerful sexual organ. Set a happy mood. Clean your body. Munyari. Remember, if I'm going near your wife, wash down. I dear man, Pencross, munyari, who born out the banoso. Find a suitable time. Any time when you are free and relaxed, it's a good time. Morning, afternoon, evening. Find a suitable place. Any place that is secure will do. Not only on the bed in the bedroom. You can hall. Sister, hey, no be no. Sister, say kitchen Sister, say bathroom. Where's the bathroom? Sister, hey no. Sister, where do I say garage no? Sister, we also car boot. Any place that's secure will do. One of my clients, doctor, baby, I'm pepper, I'm sitting there, was under the dining hall table. People have their preferences. They have their preference. So choose. Prepare your body. Jari, a man. Use your beats. The men love the beats. Put on night panty. Oko said dirty panty. Bibi Klein Bamo. Doctor. Girl is sending me no or buy a cry, just send her away. Or run her panty ashano. Tumbi amono. Then I said laughing. I said that sort of panty baby at you, black panty. Or the ahoma white apam. So prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Then you go to the next place, foreplay, which you call the romance. Who should start foreplay? Any partner can start. In fact, the men enjoy it when the women start. So the women, go after your men. Hello? The woman, tell your husband, I'll come after you. So we start by undressing each other. And we are saying nice, loving words. Then the first thing is you must massage your woman. A woman's skin is 10 times more sensitive than a man. They enjoy the massage. Then we have what we call erogenous zones. Obabia, utachia, any day. Communicate. Obia and children yonko. And crocodile din to say if you know how that much. And our patient at hospital. Doctor says, communicate, get involved. Foreplay is the best part of sex. You touch each body, you have from the head to the nose down, to this, to that, and this. It's beautiful. That's what the real sex is. But most Ghana man, what is foreplay? He wants to go there and nothing else. Then after foreplay, you choose your positions. There are 6 basic positions. Man on top, woman on top, sideways, behind, etc. But they can be modified. I've seen books that show 100 positions. And now the young men, women, they have so many names. So, wheelbarrow, edebe, cross, bridge. Yesterday I had one. Flight 90. What is flight 90? These are young men and women. They are coming with so many names. But choose your position and and then when you get in, how would you know the man is ready for sex? First, the penis is erect. Secondly, freed from the, I didn't show you the carpus gland. The carpus gland will produce a fluid. A man, so you are aroused, I won't say liquid be, if you be a man or no, have you seen that? The men, do you know that? Say, Maya, you are not ready for sex. And the men and the women, the nipples will be erect, the labia also will pop up, the clitoris will be also be erect, and the vagina will be very moist. The woman will be very warm. Don't start sex until both sides are ready. Otherwise, it's not sex. It becomes abuse of the body. And when you go in, take your time to get control of the situation. 1 or 2 minutes before you do the kofodiansam. And then there's ejaculation and orgasm. Then the fourth part, which most men never do, is resolution. Hold each other for at least 4 or 5 minutes. Why? Because during orgasm, your body goes to an excited state and you need time for it to calm down. Most Ghanaian men will never do it. No snore. What that? Good. And then, of course, you can repeat if you want it. Now, what are the problems of sex in marriage? For both men and women, it is lack of sexual desire. They lose interest in sex. And it's very important. It's sex that bonds you. Once that thing goes away, it becomes a big problem. And for women, what are their problems? If you are 1, 2, 3 pair, then the vaginal muscles become weak, and the thing become a big hole, and the men don't like it. The answer, you do Kegel exercise, and I've talked about Kegel exercise in my book, so you can read it. And few women too have tight vaginas. It's difficult to penetrate, and they have pain. It's usually about women who have been raped, who have been scared about sex. So they can't relax the muscles, and they always have problems when they have sex. But the biggest problem of Ghanaian women is the inability to have orgasm. If you take 100 Ghanaian women, 75% will never have orgasm in their lives. If you take 100 women, 75%. Some of them once or twice in their lifetime. I was in one of the universities for a lecture, and a professor asked me, "Doctor, what is orgasm?" On TB that onim. Because Ghanaian men are bad. They just rush through. A woman can never have orgasm with 2 minutes of sex. They need a much longer time. And what are the problems of men? Premature ejaculation. If it's 1 minute, they may cause anxiety, and you can also do Kegel exercise. It's also in my book, so we can read about it. But today, the biggest problem about Ghanaian men is impotence. Say, for Ghanaian men, 40 and above, half are impotent. Hello? Ghanaian men, 40 and above, 50% are impotent. Young men come to me, 30, 31, they are impotent. Why? Poor lifestyle, stress, aphrodisia. Ghana 55 aphrodisia. Ubada na AK-47. Now no cry, never tell cry or say me raw dross. Aphrodisia. Aphrodisia, no, they are stimulants. They will increase your desire, but they are depressants. They will take away your performance. So those who keep using the aphrodisiac after a short time, they are off. We must also know that some of when you are impotent, it goes beyond the inability of the parents to get erect. Impotence could be a symptom of other illness, like if you have diabetes or kidney, this or that, you can be impotent. So when you're impotent, go to the shops. They would know what is wrong and know the underlying cause. Because when they can treat the underlying cause, you can gain your impotence back. Now, what are some of the common questions people ask me about sex? How often should couples have sex? As often as they want. I know couples who have sex every day, some 2 times a day, 3 times, like medication. Can you have sex when you are menstruating? Yes. There is nothing wrong having sex when you are menstruating, because menstrual flow is not poisonous. It doesn't harm the man, it doesn't harm the woman. So there's nothing wrong having sex when you are menstruating. And some women ovulate and menstruate at the same time. If they don't have sex, they can never get pregnant. So some of our mothers who were not having children, it was because they were ovulating and menstruating at the same time. And in Ghanaian culture, when a woman, during my time when I was young, when a woman was menstruating, she was not even supposed to cook for her husband. Do you know that? Yes. But there's nothing wrong with menstrual flow. It's not poisonous. In fact, I read about a Swedish woman, and she says she drinks her menstrual flow because it makes her healthy. It does not hurt the man. It's not poisonous. Can you have sex when you are pregnant? Yes. You can have it to last. In fact, people advise that when you get pregnant, especially getting to the end, you should have lots and lots of sex, because it promotes safe delivery. When you deliver, after 4 weeks, actually 6 weeks, the woman should be ready. Don't go to your village. Concrete and some men can't wait for 6 months. So who didn't have a chia say? And now, one common topic: what about oral sex? Oral sex is using the tongue to rub the genitals of your partner. Now, the vagina is the cleanest organ of the human body. Hello? It is the only organ that is self-cleansing, self-rejuvenating. No other organ. And the vagina is clean. It produces an acid with pH 3.8. It kills all germs. But the only problem in Ghana is that the women will not leave their vagina alone. Leave your vagina alone. Oh, they can take care of themselves. Never put soap in your vagina. The vagina is acidic. If you put soap is basic. It will neutralize it. Then you start having all kinds of discharges and odor. So there's nothing wrong with the vagina. So if you want to have oral sex, there's nothing wrong with it. The position of the church on oral sex is that if you want to do it fair, but use it as a means to an end and not an end itself. Do you understand me? The church says if you want to do oral sex, use it as part of the foreplay. And don't say, I'm doing only oral sex and I won't do penetrative sex. About 4 years ago, I was doing a radio program and a girl called me, Doc, I have promised my parents I will never have sex till I'm married. So I'm doing only oral sex. And I said, oral what? Oral what? Oral sex is sex. Good. So I'll wait for questions because I know. Get paper and write. So the point I want to say that sex is a wonderful gift of God, but it must be used responsibly, and that is within marriage. And God is honored when we use sex to build our marriages, because the biggest cement of the marriage. Let us thank God for the gifts of sex, and let's use it to honor it. When sex is good, your marriage is good. When your marriage is good, the church will be strong. And when the church is strong, we will give glory to God for the gifts of sex. Thank you very much. Any questions, please?
Please, shall we give another hand of applause? So, as we'll take 3 questions at a time, and then Doctor will address them. Yes, if you are ready, just show up your hand to your microphone.
Thank you, Doc. You just said that, or you mentioned the benefits we can derive from sex, irrespective of how many times. I want to know, on the converse, do we also have some negatives or disadvantages of having too much sex? If there is even right, it is even right to describe too much sex.
Next question.
Yes.
The books are going around. Those who are interested, buy copies. You can pay by Momo.
Thank you, Doctor. Please, I want to find out what the church says about the use of contraceptives in marriage.
I forgot to mention. Okay. Yes, any question?
Thank you very much, Doc. My question is 2 in 1. I'd want to take the first one from your book, page 162. That's the basic sexual matters. I want to quote the first paragraph. It reads, "Good lovers are not born. They are made through learning and practicing. This means you will not know sex by instinct, and sex will not be automatically great because you love each other. Everyone can be a good lover with the right knowledge and practice of sex. The more you know about sex, the more you enjoy it. Take responsibility for your sexual pleasure." Now my question is, learning, just as we are doing, it's theoretical. The practicality of it, we are told we should get married before. So we should get married before we engage the practicality.
Yeah.
So in as much as I'm learning the theory now, and the practice is to wait till I get into it. When I get into it and I realize the learning and then the practicality is not commensurating, what do? Do I stay in or I come out? Question number 1. Question number 2. In explaining the penis and then the vagina, you were asking the men what they need the extra size for.
Yes.
However, you said the vagina at its normal stage is around 4. When it is well lubricated, it can expand to like 8.
Yeah.
But the man needs 3. How are you going to use the 3?
The man is what?
You said the man needs 3 inches.
Yes.
How are you using 3 inches to satisfy 4 to 8 inches? Thank you.
First,
So, shall we listen?
hello. There's nothing like too much sex. As long as you are capable of doing it and you are in good health, the more you do it, even the better. Not that they had an expert saying that if you can achieve 21 ejaculations in 1 month, you'll be good. 21. So there's something like too much. And in fact, research has also shown that those who do a lot of sex, when they grow up, they are still able to do sex. You know, there's a phrase called use it or what? Or lose it. Use it or lose it. So those who are regularly using it, even in their old age, they can do. Now that I have a Nigerian who has had a baby at 94, and he has other wives. So the more you do it, the more your condition, your capability. There is nothing like 2-man sex. If you can do it, I know clients, some of my clients, they do it every day. The last time a client came, he says, we do it each other day. When it is sex day, the man will be so nice with her. When it is not sex day, the man will not even talk to her. So that answers, there's nothing like 2-man sex. And if you look at my book, I've mentioned many, many, many advantages of sex. It improves your immune system. That means it helps you to avoid a lot of diseases. And one American counselor said it is a perfect medicine. Because other medicines have side effects. They are found in America that the leading cause of death among men, among human beings is what? Heart problems. The second one is cancer. The third one is wrong medication. Many of the medications you are given in the hospitals are wrong and they have effects. But this one, there no side effects. So it's a gift from God. So there's nothing like 2-man sex. Hey, what was the second question? Contraceptive. The Catholic teaching is that in sex, you must give yourself to each other freely and completely. And you can't give yourself freely and completely when you are wearing a condom. That is not freely giving. And the church is also saying that every social act must be open to the possibility of conception. And you can't do that when you are wearing a condom. So these are maybe the 2 main reasons why the Catholic Church is against it. Now, my brother, I don't know if, let me explain. I said you don't need, all you need is 3 inches. Why? Because the vagina is only sensitive in the only 2 inches. Did I say that? Yes. So after 2 inches, there's nothing there to excite you. There's nothing sensitive there. So what do you need 6 inches for? 8 inches for? What do you hear then? What do you hear then? You only waste your energy. You don't need anything more than 3 inches. So people worry and worry and worry. Cases people come to me with because they have small penis. What do you need a big penis for? The women know they want it. Yes. A man called me. He wants me to get him a wife. Me, I never do that. So my only problem is that I have not been able to propose to a woman because I have a small penis. And I was very sad. I tried to educate him. But then there was this friend and he wants a husband. I said, I have a man for you. This man wants to marry. But he says he has a small penis. Then the woman looked at my face, doctor, small penis them in pet. Total ignorance. So my brother, you don't need anything bigger than that. I think I've explained. Any more questions, please?
So,
hello, doctor.
Yeah.
So, with regards to the question on contraception.
Yeah.
So, just to clarify things a bit, I think the church's position is not contraception.
It's not what?
It's not against contraception. Against artificial contraception.
Okay.
Yes.
No, normally, when
Yes.
people talk about contraception, they are talking about artificial. Look, so let me get it clear. There are 2 types of natural family planning. Natural and I've covered it in the book. And natural planning is as effective as contraceptive. You see, there are only 2 days in a woman's menstrual cycle within which the woman can get pregnant. So if you allow yourself 4 days out of the 28 days, it shouldn't be very difficult to abstain. So if you can abstain sex for 4 days in a whole menstrual cycle, you can enjoy sex and not worry about contraception. That's the natural method. And the other one is artificial, wearing condoms, and there are many of them. I've covered them all in my book, so you can read about that. Okay.
So another 3 sets. We'll be going column by column. So I'm starting from here.
Yo, Doc. Pese me bisa se unyi na na wanware na se untimi nye bia na.
Untimi nye dey?
Untimi nye sex ana.
Oh. Next question.
Okay. So
Thank you, Doc. This is a follow-up to the contraceptives. So I want to know, the church it is the church that is against it, but not biblical. Or is it biblically also wrong? Or is it a sin?
Next question.
Please, I want to find out if we can have sex when we are fasting.
When you are.
Both of you should agree. Hello, thank you so much.
I have already read 3. Like, you see, as we age, the body system also slows down generally. But you can have sex at any age. I told you about this Nigerian who had a baby at 94. But people think that when you grow, you shouldn't. The woman, your man is coming to you. When you do hair, I feel now do hair. Then you don't say that to your woman, your man. And I went to the north, and one man told me, in fact, a woman told me that in their culture, when a woman reaches menopause, she's not supposed to have sex. And that is serious. You should be able to have sex at any age. In fact, sex during the old age, some claim is even better than early stages. The problem is that we need to take good care of ourselves. But our poor lifestyle is costing us a great deal. We don't exercise, we don't eat right, we don't have adequate sleep, and we are paying for it. Now, is it a church law or Bible? Well, the church speaks in light of the Bible. And in Genesis, do you remember the case of, is it Onan?
Genesis 38, 8 to 10.
This man was sleeping with the woman. He didn't have sex. He didn't want her to get pregnant. So he withdrew. And what happened? God killed him. Withdrawal is a form of contraception. I hope you know that.
Maybe we can read the text. Genesis 38, 8 to 10.
Withdrawal is a form of contraception. I've covered it in my book. So the church teaching is in line with the Bible.
Then Judah said to Er's brother Onan, "Go and sleep with your brother's widow. Fulfill your obligation to her as your husband's brother, so that your brother may have descendants." But Onan knew that the children would not belong to him. So whenever he had intercourse with his brother's widow, he let the semen spill on the ground, so that there would be no children for his brother. What he did displeased the Lord, and the Lord killed him also.
Amen.
So it's biblical. The position of the church is biblical. And why would, if 28 day cycle, you can abstain for only 4 days, what's your problem? It has no side effect. All the other contraceptives have their side effects. mental, physical, emotional. Yeah.
Thank you, Doc.
Yeah.
Please, my question is, most ladies have low libido.
Pardon?
Most ladies, they do have low libido. And for that matter, take contraceptives or medication. No matter how many times you do the foreplay, they don't, react for sex unless they take drugs. So I want to know the cause of the low libido. Then secondly, you said during menstruation, it's not bad to have sex. But at times too, some ladies also encounter this menstrual crimes, painful menstrual crimes. So for that, in that cases, can you refuse your partner? Or when you are sick in not very, but you know you are not well, and maybe that time your partner needs you, what will you do?
Yeah.
The last one, talking about people have been saying fingering or
They
fingering.
are thinking what? Huh?
Like
Fingering. I've talked about that. Oral sex. Oh, fingering. Yeah.
that. Is it good practice?
Yes.
Is it good practice?
Yes, it's good practice. Oh.
But some people have long fingers.
Low libido. What did I say? A woman enjoys sex through the love of the husband. And in most cases that I've found, the women have low libido because they don't love the husband, or they think the husband doesn't love them. And I have said again, your mind is the most powerful sexual weapon that you have. If you love your man and you freely give yourself to each other, gradually improve. Just taking medication when you don't love your man, or you think the man doesn't love you, or you think the man is not good in bed, all this would affect your libido. So it's about going in with a free and open mind. Menstruation, as I said, there's nothing wrong. In fact, some women enjoy sex more during their menstrual period, because at that time, the clitoris becomes very easy to stimulate. So there are some women who will never have orgasm in normal sex, but during the period they will come. Or there are some women who will never have orgasm, but if they have oral sex first, before penetrative sex, they can have orgasm. What was the last question? Can you have sex when you are fasting? Yes. If you are fasting and your husband wants sex, what will you do? The body is not for you. Give it to the owner. Yes. I hear doctor has a point of interest. Doctor, can you? Oh, and then let me answer the last question about fingering. I'm saying that the clitoris is the center where orgasm starts. So you can stimulate the clitoris with your hands, with your penis, and with your tongue. There's nothing wrong. But make sure your hands are clean. You have to use antibacterial thing that you do. Yes, Doc, please, can we listen to your input, please?
The first is, if you listen to the trend of the questions, the truth about it is that it all begins with communication. It begins with communication.
Yes.
There is nothing like you have refused your husband sex.
Yeah.
It is something you need to communicate. And you have to find very, very subtle or very nice ways of communicating so as not to hurt each other.
Yeah.
So if you're able to communicate well, that is all well and good, and it helps in that regard. With regards to having sex during your menses, the greatest reason why people avoid it is the issue of hygiene.
The what?
Hygiene. But
no,
you see,
Doc, I think it's traditional belief.
Yes. Yes.
It's not about hygiene. It's
So-
not about they think it's dirty and it's
So once that comes in, it comes back to the hygiene.
yeah.
So what it has sought, some people have sought to do, is that they clean themselves up.
Yes.
Remember that the menstrual flow does not come the entire day. You know. So it comes, if you clean yourself afterwards, you are clean enough to engage in the process.
Yeah.
And there is nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I just
Okay.
wanted to add.
And I have to add that yesterday I mentioned that whatever you do in your marriage is what? Communication. And a woman, you see some men, you must treat your woman in the morning. So for women, sex is everything that takes place in the marriage till the actual sex takes place. And if you don't treat her right, she will have lots of excuses. Whenever a woman says, my bread, they are giving excuses. Because if a woman really enjoys the sex from her husband, they will never say no. Even if she's sick, she will allow you to do it. I forgot to mention the new thing that is coming in sex. They call it the sperm sac. Have you heard that? Sperm sac. Now, women are sucking the sperms of men and they are drinking it. The sperm contains about 30 chemicals. Vitamin A, vitamin B, ascorbic acid. It is the richest drug or medication you can ever take. No side effects.
Okay. Doc, are you done? Doc, can I?
No,
can I
but
talk
let me add.
now? Okay.
Oral sex, sperm sac. You do it only when the two of you agree to do it. Never force your partner into any sex act or sexual position that your partner is not comfortable. Yeah, please, yes, please go.
Okay. Doc, please, I just want to address or add something to the question that my lady asked concerning the libido.
Concerning the
Libido.
Yeah, sure.
You see, apart from the psychological issues associated with it, I believe some practices that our women or our ladies are indulging is also contributing to that. You see, these are cells, these are hormones we are talking about here. It needs to be stimulated together. Now, here are Ghanaian women who are using their bare hands to carry things on fire down. You will see a woman putting the hand in charcoal, picking fire. Things that they can use napkins or other things to carry, they use their bare hands. You see, when you continue doing this, your cells begin to get off the system. When it happens like that, we have to suffer. We will do all we will do, yet the things will not. So some practices, they should stop. So their senses will be.
Hello. So we continue. We are on this column. Let's continue.
My
question.
Before the next question, let's give ourselves the limit. How many more questions? Because Agronia Deno. Yes, me, my residence is just here, but some of you have to go to town, another taxi before you go to Nyamikrum and all that kind of connection. So we can go on and on, but it's almost 8:30. So Doctor, how many more questions? Dr. Boakye, how many more questions?
Yeah, okay.
So maybe we'll have the last round.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So the last round of questions.
Thank you. Please, in your delivery, you said that sex before marriage is a no-no. And someone asked you a question that if he never marries, does that mean that he can never have sex? But you didn't answer that question.
What did
I
he
am
ask?
more interested
What
in
of the question?
He said that if he never marries, does that mean that he can never have sex? Because you said that according to the church's position, sex before marriage is a no-no. It means that you must marry before you can do the do. So he wants to know, if he never marries, how will he survive? Thank you.
How would he not survive? The sisters and the fathers, are they not surviving?
Hello.
Please, let's take the questions, then we address them. So let's listen. Please.
Hello. Pachopi, Mate say, yeah, Africans, no.
And then?
Africans.
What? Africans?
Yes. Titru ye Ghana for no. Ye mano, ye mama, ye wooma. Ye densyo share. Edi gu oma sisa. Enunti, ema, womunyina. Wangatenka no, kwechiri. Because ema no, uditie abrofunum ni ade na. Obroni bi wo ha, odun sa ka ne ho ba bi kakra kra na wa hiti. But yen bi before ma no, wo be ka be touch ansa na. Enti me pese me hu se sa enso hye no, e wo nsunsanso bi a e de ma ye ma na na.
Doc, mine is not so much of as a question, but I wanted to seek clarification on the contraception. The text that we read from Genesis meant that the man, Onan, he wanted to sleep with the brother's wife, but did not want to have children with her. And it went on multiple times. Back to our days, realities of life. These days, there are challenges, living standard challenges. There are this population control and all of that. And so it warrants that you should have the number of children that you can be able to take care of. I can use myself as an example. I'm a teacher, and my take home is not that enough to be able to probably take care of about 5, 6, or 7 children. So it gets to a point that you should be able to apply some level of wisdom in this kind of. I'm getting to a point, please, Doc. There is also, I read from the Vatican website that one of the cardinals, I've forgotten the name actually, said that the church should reopen the church's position on the use of condoms, but not on the after morning pills or the emergency contraception. That probably after 2 or 3 days that you have unprotected sex, you take to sort of kick away whatever you may fetus or then that is trying to germinate after the sex. So it leaves me thinking, first of all, the living standards. Secondly, Onan's case that we use as a test case to sort of say the church's position. The man wanted to enjoy, but didn't want to fulfill the obligation that comes with the enjoyment.
And he used contraception. Withdrawal is contraception.
Yes, coitus interruptus. That is what he did. But you see, in our case,
please, so me, my brother, our Catholic church is the mother. And the church position is that contraception is wrong. And the church offers us an alternative. The natural method. Out of the whole 28 days, stay away for only 4 days and you can't do that.
That one is perfect. I can do that.
Oh, so what's the problem?
My problem.
Oh, please. And
Well
remember,
noted. Okay. Before you address the questions, as the MC, I will have the privilege of asking my question. Doc, please, the issue about sex, you dwelt more on the husband and the wife. I'm concerned about something that is prevailing where the children come in. Where children come in here. The issue about parents bathing with their children. For instance, the mother will be bathing with the daughter or the son, or the father taking a bath with the son or daughter. Well, what is your opinion on this practice amongst some families? Thank you very much.
Yes, about sex education. And whenever I talk to parents, I tell them, sex education is the primary responsibility of parents. Start teaching your children sex education as soon as they can speak. You buy a doll for your daughter because you are a girl. You buy a gown for your son or the dress. Gradually, you teach them and they begin to ask questions and you tell them. So, take responsibility for such. If you don't teach them the right things, others will teach them the wrong things. They will tell you if you don't have sex, you'll be Jimmy. But in the church, we tell you it's good to stay chaste. It helps you. It builds your discipline and your self-control. So, parenting is the primary responsibility. Education is the primary responsibility of parents, and they must start right from the beginning. Talk about sex education. So as you wash or bathe the children, gradually they begin to ask questions. Then you try to answer to their level and to their understanding without being complicated and complications in it. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, Father, we are done here.